computers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new episode of Elevenses. Elevenses is a podcast about private aviation, private jets, and the VIP industry. Today we are interviewing a very special guest. Her name is Alessia Cortesi. Welcome, Alessia.
Welcome. Thank you very much for in the introduction.
Me and Alessia, we share a very funny story because we actually have never met before, but we are taking the same training about tea together with an Italian school, and we are at a different stage of the training. But nevertheless, there is a WhatsApp group of all the students about the tea, and Alessia just posted something over there, and I realized about her huge experience in the VIP industry, and then I immediately texted her privately asking her if I could share with her an interview and an episode of Elevenses, just because her experience is absolutely amazing. And we are talking about 25 years of experience in the yacht industry, 15 of which as a private chef in yachts, private yachts and villas. So, Alessia, let's get started with all the questions I have for you. And the first one is, how would you describe VIP customers? What are their needs? And what do you think is important to them, according to your experience?
According to my experience, the first things they are looking for is privacy. Privacy is as long as you can keep the boundary. I mean, you need to know, feel it, where are your boundaries? Because they are nicely friendly, but it doesn't mean is your family. For example, the family I've been with 15 years in London on a private yacht, Côte d'Azur, everywhere. They were always saying, oh, she is my family, but I know that I have to keep my place. And this is what they like it. And they immediately click with you because they know, you know, where is your place? Where is your place? So privacy, I think, is the most important things. Of course, being nice, respect, all these things is. And the other things very important is every day deliver something that touch them. It can be a recipe, it can be a meal, it can be a service, it can be a performance, anything, but you need every day to touch their feeling.
To surprise them, yeah. In fact, your type of guest, of clientele, is actually very, not only very similar, it is the same clientele that we can have on a private jet, because they normally fly on a private jet to then get to their yacht or villas. So it's basically the same people. And if you don't mind, I would like to add something at your explanation. Yes, the privacy and also the time. They do not like to waste the time. They need everything to be maximized and to be efficient. Very, very efficient.
Very efficient. And especially in a kitchen, in a galley, because, well, on a yacht, they are huge, big, but the space for the crew and the galley, it's always limited because they want to enjoy, of course. That's common. So you have to produce masterpiece in small place, and you know, you really need to be creative, but at the same time, you can be an artist, but at the same time focus on the timing, because main course, second course, dessert, salad, appetizer, you can't mix everything. So everything needs to be very well.
Yeah, very much. It's the way I imagine it is a little bit of like a military scenario where you really have you have to be strict and
especially at sea, probably, or when you fly as well, because you know security, many things you need to well, there is a skill training before that, of course, also, but you are at sea. So anything, especially kitchen, is one of the most dangerous places. You have to be very focused, because there is no doctor, no nothing immediately. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you have a problem, it can escalate in a massive problem in a matter of seconds. So yeah, definitely, it is the same. And also, to make things more complicated, you I assume you have a limited number of equipment. Like you don't have I don't know 150 glasses available. You have probably
Yeah.
a very limited equipment, same
Well,
as on a private jet.
there is, there is, of course, especially when we have guests that really like wine, and we have all the type, there were at least the balloon for the red wine, for the white, for champagne, crystal. But of course, Villa was more, even more variety, crockery, china,
Mhm.
even more. But that's also the challenge to make with small, limited equipment, limited things, also the galley. Even if I wanted a fridge like this, a oven like this, huh? But you know, the space is limited. So you have to have what is available. And many times as a freelancer, you get into a galley, you can't even change is what it is. So, for example, I remember when we were in London, first was the villa, and then the villa was renovated. So we moved into a flat in London. So the flat was rented. So I couldn't change the whole kitchen just for a couple of months. So you have, and again, but they know your standard and you have to keep the same standard,
Yeah.
no matter what the equipment, the the ingredients, or also while traveling, ingredients sometimes in some places, remote places where we are going, because of course they like their privacy, so we go on remote island, very beautiful landscape, but then for provisioning, for sourcing market, it's very challenging. And especially because I remember I had one of the owner liked strawberries, doesn't matter time of the year, where you are, fresh strawberry. So, and
That
of course,
sounds familiar.
fresh strawberry in a remote island. I remember I'm talking about 20 years ago, even more, 25 years ago, in close to Naples, but not in Naples main city. So in a little island, not Capri, little island. So a rock. And then fresh strawberry. And you have to manage. So this is the nice challenge. And of course, you manage with frozen stuff. You have always to have a backup with the frozen items, or they were not so nice, the strawberry today. So I decided I make a little jam on the dessert. Tomorrow we might have. This is how it works. But you can't say no. In our industry, there is no, not available, impossible. That's, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. That's true.
It's
That's
always,
true.
oh, okay, I'll see what I can do. Okay, I haven't found today, but today I got this very nice. Tomorrow I'll check with it. So no, the straight no doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yes, that is very, very true, and you really have to become creative in a way to deliver your answers to their request, because
Yeah,
maybe
of course.
the instinct would tell you no,
No.
but you know that you cannot say no, so you have to find a way to
No,
actually.
that's also skill communication. They're very
Oh,
important.
oh my God, yes,
Languages, because after, of course, they decided after a time they wanted to charter the yacht. So you have guests from all over the world. So cooking skill from all over the world, from sushi, Indonesia, Mexican, China, Mediterranean, Italian, Spanish. So you don't know what is coming to you. So you have to be prepared with the menu, with the cooking skill, with the communication skill, languages, and most important, your background.
mm,
Because whatever you have done, travel, experience, that's all very interesting for them because they like to, they don't want a plain person.
Bus, yeah.
That's it's done only school, graduation, whatever,
Hmm.
and then get on board or get as assistant. They like your personal experience, and especially if you have, of course, I won't say wild, but you have gone around the globe, they like it.
Oh yeah, they love the storytelling.
Yeah.
It's something I do quite a lot when I'm on board to tell them storytelling. And in particular, I remember I did a rotation, so like a period of time where I was on duty in America. And I ended up flying like internally in America, back and forth, north, south, east, west, with only American customers. So when they found out that I was Italian, I became like a tour guide. Telling them, yeah, you have to go there, you have to do this, and traveling from Rome to Naples, yeah, you can get a train or you can get a car, and yeah, kind of a story.
The same with me, but on oh, if I go to Sicily, what shall I eat? What shall I ask? If I go to Rome, what the specialty? So the Italian gastronomy all around the
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's that's actually very fun.
yeah.
The next question. If you were to describe your hospitality style in 3 words, which one would you like to choose and why?
I would say friendly, warm, and colorful. I love colors because colors communicate
Hmm.
with the people. Gives you immediately welcome, vibration, or distance. With colors, you can communicate with people. And of course, on a yacht, like probably on a private jet, you have a uniform that you have to wear. But I always find a way to have a little details nowadays also, which I'm not in the galley. But of course, when I'm presenting meal, I'm going to see chef on board because we are doing the provisioning, so I have to explain my product. People always remember the lady who has the bag in this color, the shoes in this color,
Yeah, the
this,
green
the
glasses.
glasses, yeah, the glasses. So, because, yeah, color immediately strikes you positively, negative, you like or you don't like, but it catches your attention.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They mark, they leave a sign. Yeah,
I leave a sign. So, for ladies, very easy jewelry,
yeah. Nail
lots of
polish.
accessory, nail polish or whatever. Yeah, but even if we had to wear a uniform, you're
Mm.
always able to get your touch. And in my experience, also on the place, on the plate, I was always trying to deliver colors on the plate.
That's
So to
very
give,
nice.
to give a nice dimension of the place, the plate, because even if it's very tasty, very nice, but think about you have a white plate, very nice plate, and all very white, yellowish.
Yeah, I know what you mean because it did happen recently with, I think it was a chickpeas soup, where,
Mhm.
the color is not really yummy. It's actually
Yeah,
that kind of light brown, not
yeah.
really looking so nice. So I remember I was on board and I had to serve this and I was struggling and find a way to elevate the
I'll tell
color.
you the secret. Go
Please.
and buy Madagascar red berries. It's not a pepper, it's a berry. And he has a really nice flavor aftertaste. More than on the nose is the aftertaste. And they are little red berry. So it looks like Christmas balls when you put on the dish. So it's then it will be enough mint leaves, basil leaf, depending where you are and what
Yeah.
you can get, and a couple of these little.
That's very nice. I must write this down.
I'll text you, I'll show you, I'll send you a picture.
Okay. Oh, so next question. Can you please share with us a memorable experience that happened to you on board the yacht? And which steps did you take in order to make this experience happen?
Well, the main thing is creativity. And I reached the goal with the creativity. So it was a lady, and there was the lady that should hire me. And they said, listen, they don't want to say too much, just really blind. They want to see you, because if they tell you preference list, they want this, they like this, they not, so it will be easy for you. But so absolutely, they told me, keep it simple, keep it nice, so very general information. So I said, okay, a lady. Immediately I said flowers.
Good idea.
And you have to think, not nowadays where we have micro herbs, edible flower. 30 years ago, all those stuff that were not really that easily available. So I had to find out which flower are edible first, go and get it. And I did two things. So I prepare a fruit bowl. So I took two bowls,
Mhm.
a bigger one and a smaller one, so I could have a space in between. I fill it with water and flowers. These were not edible because this was just for decoration. So put it in the fridge for one day. When I took it off, I took the ball, the plastic ball out, and I had a crystal ball made of ice with
Oh,
all flower around.
so you froze them.
I
Oh, wow.
froze them. I froze them because the water freezing was making ice. So when I took the two balls, the upper ball and the balls underneath, I had my balls, a crystal ball made of ice with all the flour.
Nice.
So I served the fruits in there, and they were, wow, the lady. Before that, of course, that was at the end. Before that, it was the fish. And I said, okay. She wanted the whole fish, not the fillet, the whole fish. She wanted to see the whole fish. Of course, a big whole fish with the head, eyes is not really.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I put that on a bed of roses, rose petals. So I said, okay. So we did that. And of course, and when she asked me, of course, because we were different people. So she called me and she had a word with me and she said, listen, you are hired. When I saw your fish and your fruit balls, that's it. Flower, lady.
Very
But
true.
again, creativity. That's why I said nowadays it's even easier. You have microherbs, microgreens, edible flowers. It was in those times. It was and was not. Nowadays you have a YouTube, you have everything,
Oh,
millions
yeah.
of recipe, million. Of course, you need to have the skills. You can't learn from YouTube only. But
Mm.
once you have the skill, then you can. At that time, there was no YouTube. We had no computer. I mean, we had computer on board, but it was the equipment, electronic for driving the boat, not for for searching. For searching. So really, creativity is what helps in this industry. I think is the main things because
Yeah.
once you are creative, you always find a solution. You always catch the eyes, the feeling, the emotion of your client. And
Yeah.
that's the key.
I think it's basically down to create emotions. So do that little something that actually helps people in being moved in terms of
Yeah.
feeling.
But you think they want emotion from us. They see looking for emotion because they don't look for anything material. All the rest is available to them. They don't need
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
for them. So that's why also food was not just food because they were hungry, it's because they don't eat. No, no,
Yeah.
they also in the food they look a sensation because these are not hungry people. It's just it's a show. basically everything. It's a show, and you need to be creative, but aesthetic also. It's very important. The aesthetic eye, so eyes for beauty, everything, color matching, texture matching, on the plate, around where they eat. For example, I remember lots of stewardess, young, they were coming and using different fabrics. I said, you can't put these two fabrics together. So if the saloon is in this color, try to match. But again, maybe we Italian there, we are a little bit more trained than with this eyes for beauty, for harmony.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, the matching as well. Yeah, you are absolutely right. I never thought about, matching what I am wearing with, the furniture or the decoration that are on board the jet or the cabin of the yacht. But that's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Or for example, now when I'm going to promote spices, they are oriental now, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing when you spice oriental. So I'm always trying to wear a jacket or a details, remembering
Reminding, yeah,
the oriental country, or of course I'm not oriental myself, but very Mediterranean. But when you have a little details, sunglasses, or a jacket with the pattern,
mm,
the, and it helps again because a lot of people remember me. Yeah, your jacket, very nice, very funny. I would not wear it because it's too much for me, but they remember.
yeah.
That you reach your goal.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very true. Oh, next question is one of my favorites. In the private jet industry, this next question is one of the interview favorites. I have asked myself many times when I did take interviews in the past, and nevertheless, a lot of my students or a lot of the people of my network, they told me they have been asked these same questions in different scenarios. So the question is, what does luxury mean to you?
Well, I think it's a good question because nowadays, especially on social media, everybody is talking about luxury. Everybody wants to work in a luxury environment. Everybody wants to be in the luxury industry. But I think at the moment it is too much commercialized, this word. And again, few people really understand the meaning of luxury, because luxury is not only expensive. For these people, luxury is to have an exceptional experience. Means either exceptional service, exceptional meal, you need to deliver something exceptional. And how you do this? The way you touch their feeling, their emotion. Because then, and of course, they look for perfection, again, beauty in everything, because it must be something that strikes your eyes and your feeling. And of course, only beautiful things strikes your eyes and your feeling. I mean, also bad things, but this is not what we want
Yeah.
for this type of people. So I think really make every day of your service, whatever you are doing for these people, like every day you have to deliver your masterpiece. This, I think, is the really concept of luxury.
I like it. Yeah. When I try to explain this concept, for example, during my trainings or even having a conversation with people, I always refer to an episode that happened to me. Well, first of all, a little introduction. I am a left-handed. I belong to that 10% of the population where my left hand is my main hand, and therefore my life is miserable because nothing is meant to be for me, everything is on the other side compared to where I normally would like to have it. Everything, like even if you think about the handle of the door, is in the right hand side, and that's wrong for me. So I have to constantly adapt in the world I'm living because I am the minority. Anyway, so I went to this starred restaurant, and it was a very nice dinner. There were the four of us, and we decided to go for a tasting menu. So we had two waitress looking after us, and one of the I think it was like the second course that has been served. It was the masterpiece of the chef. That was a salted mascarpone with black caviar on top, served just to eat like in a finger food with a spoon. And they have put the spoon on the right hand side, obviously, because of etiquette. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just, with my left hand, I grabbed the spoon and I ate my mascarpone with caviar, nice. Then the waiter came over and cleaned up the table. And then before, setting up the table again with the new cutlery, they were very minimal. So every time that we were eating a new
New service, of
yeah,
course.
new service, they were bringing new cutlery. But before doing that, he came to me and he bent on his knees and he asked me, Madame, may I ask you something? And even that I really appreciated because he didn't, he took me on the side softly just to speak between me and him, and not interrupting the entire table conversation. And I say, yes, please. I noticed that you are a left-handed. Would you like me to set up the table on a way that is more comfortable for you?
Wow.
I just melt like ice cream in summer.
Yeah,
I
that's the little,
absolutely,
that means eyes observing, communicating, and then making. And of course, I remembered another thing while you were speaking. It was we were provisioning for a yacht in the Adriatic, and it was an Arabian prince. And suddenly, everything was ready to go, the van for the delivery, with all the champagne, all the thing. And of course, again, we need to be punctual in time at the place where they tell you, because the yacht leaves, helicopter, there is a lot of things involved in that. So
oh
even if
yeah.
we are at sea, we have helicopters taking, well, these people, they need to leave because they have the private jet. So it was leaving, and the assistant of the prince called me, Alessia, emergency. I say, what's happened? The prince tonight want to stay at the Anchor, and it was mid-August, end of August, so still warm, but a little bit, the humidity at night when you are at the Anchor. I need 11 blankets for him, wives, and children, all the same color, please. Now, I said, okay, no problem. The van is ready to leave. We load the blanket and they will leave. Yeah, be here on time, no problem. No problem. So normally, of course, we have somebody who is going, but I said, no, now there is no time for even explain what I need to do. And of course, you don't even have time to Google where the best place, VIP blanket over there. So I went close to the warehouse, the office where we are. There was a place like IKEA type.
Okay.
I said, let's see. Okay, and all the same color. And normally, because I don't know the furniture, I don't know the prints, I don't know, normally the rule is go with something neutral. I
Yeah.
mean, sand color, white color,
Yeah.
beige, light gray, Of course, I went and shop, and nothing was available, something, but three of them, five of them, they said, Madam, it's not blanket time, of course, because it's summer. We have something left over from last Christmas. And
Red.
it was no red, it was Bordeaux going to purple. Very nice
Mm.
color, but you know,
Wintry.
Bordeaux
Mm.
and purple type. But when I saw that, I said, "You have 11 of them?" "Yes, in this color we have 11." I said, "It is very royal. It's a very royal
Oh
color."
yeah, Bordeaux. Mm.
Bordeaux going to purple. So not Bordeaux, it's really little like purple, violet Bordeaux. So I said, instinct. I have no time. I'm not okay. I said, okay, I'll get 11. And driving back to the office, I was thinking, if we send them back, I said, we have 11 blankets. So I said, okay, it's fine. So no delay, load the blanket. Of course, when I reached the office with the blanket, he said, "What's that color?" I said, "No problem. That's for the
Don't
prince.
ask me.
Don't ask me, for the prince." And yeah, delivery was done in time, everything. Thank you, Alessia. Delivery on board. Thank you. The minimum, because everybody is busy. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked the driver, did they send the blanket back? I said, no, they took everything. I said, okay, fine. That day, nothing. Midnight, almost midnight, I received a text message from the assistant of the prince. And she said, "Alessia, who bought the blanket?"
Oh my God.
I said, "It's me. I went. That was what I could do in the time frame in it." She said, "The prince want to thank you personally because you find his favorite color."
Oh wow.
And they said, "Thank you very much. We will send a note," of course, because the agency where I'm working now for the provisioning is an international agent. I'm running the Croatian office, but of course there are France, Italy, everywhere, Florida, and for more than a year, everywhere the yacht was going, they were telling that in Croatia, the lady managed to get the prince's favorite colors. But so again, instinct.
Yeah.
Instinct, the situation, what it is, no time, no. Of course, if they were black, completely black, I wouldn't have. But there was a color at the beginning. I was thinking like when I saw that, looks like the mantle of the emperor
Oh yeah, yeah,
in
yeah. I've seen
France,
it. Yeah.
uh, Caesar, Julius Caesar. I was thinking, could be royal. So I got inspired
I think,
again.
I dare to speak on behalf of your prince as well, that in both our situation, we liked it because we feel like we have seen.
Yeah,
I feel that this waiter has seen me
yeah,
in something that normally nobody cares.
yeah. The prince felt a connection with somebody, and again, IKEA style. Of course, they were blanket 20 euros, so
Yeah,
nothing really fancy. But he said the prince is very happy because it was not. He probably felt that it's not a blanket coming from a cashmere, pure wool,
yeah,
but the color. He didn't expect it. The color. We managed to get the color. So those blankets were fantastic. So again, that's why again luxury,
yeah,
because it's not the price, but it's how you deliver the thing and you propose yourself, and again how this waiter approached you
yeah,
nicely, softly, and he was making accommodation for you because he saw that you are going around with your heart. So
yeah,
that's it.
yeah. That's true. That's true. Probably the blankets were recycled plastic.
Probably. Well, but I had no choice, so I said wonderful. I packed them nicely like they were wow coming.
Yeah, like the finest of the cashmere.
Yeah, and at the end, she told me, charge for your service whatever you want.
Oh, wow.
Because they were really, and this is why, that's why I'm saying the price after when you charge for this is more the commercial part. But then when you deliver something exceptional, then they are ready to pay for your service.
That's very true. Yes. Yeah. I have one last question for you. Because you are an experienced chef and sommelier as well, what ingredient or piece of equipment you would never make without? What is like the most important piece of equipment in your kitchen or spice?
I think spices in general, because spices are the soul of the food. Food without spices is boring. So spices in general are very important. I would not do anything without spice. I can manage without the proper utensil. I will manage it, but without spices, because really spices, they had color, perfume. They give you a fourth dimension of the plate
Mm,
when you decorate it, when and also the flavor of the food. So I think spices is one of the most important thing for a chef, because they can be your signature in the plate also. You know, think about common recipe that all the basic recipe that all chef knows, but then again, you can make the difference if you know the preference of the guest. Then you do this recipe with the spice he likes very much. You adjust the things. So I think spices are very, and of course also for sommelier, not only in wine. In wine, they're very important, not because you add on the wine, but the matching wine with the food and the spices. I've done lately a couple of education, matching wine, Croatian wine with the 10 different uh, black pepper coming from 10 different places in this world, the best Piper nigrum, the black pepper. And it was really amazing what it opened in your mouth, and the explosion or of flavor, the different combination. And of course, if you think nowadays, all the gin industry with all the spices, margarita and all
oh,
this,
yeah.
so the cocktail, I think there is no cocktail without spices.
That's very true. Yeah, I think it's a very beautiful heritage that that the travelers has brought to us. If there wasn't this mix and matching of cultures traveling for,
Yeah,
of course, so many years, we wouldn't even have sugar, for
yeah,
example,
yeah. So
or
that's
tea or
why
coffee.
it's very important for somebody approaching our industry, the VIP industry, no matter is a yachting industry or a private jet industry. I think the background before starting this type of industry is traveling. Traveling, going out of your comfort zone, experience everything from meal, from different situations. Because while you're traveling, life is forcing you to be creative.
Very much true. Absolutely.
Yeah, true. So I think traveling, creativity are the key to approach our industry.
Mm. Yes, definitely. Well, thank you very much for your contribution to Elevenses. It was amazing hearing about your stories. I loved the one of the prince and yeah, and the blankets, as well as the frozen bowl for the fruits. That's okay. Maybe not really applicable on a private jet, but nevertheless, it's a very good idea.
But
I might
try,
take
you
that
know,
too. Actually.
some flower next to something you are serving. Rose petal are very are edible. little violet daisies. So they're all edible things. So try, put something on
Yeah.
that. And some spices. I will text you some spices that you
Okay.
can have handy. That will be your secret weapons.
Yes,
Yeah,
in fact, you know, I always promote every flight attendant I come across with to create their own style. And for example, for me, my signature style is related to the tea. So I like to take my own tea and my own equipment and deliver a sort of a mini tea ceremony to my customer. Of course, this is not always possible on every single flight,
yeah.
but you know, nevertheless, I just try to bring a little bit of me, a little bit of what I'm passionate of, with me when I go to work. But adding also some spices in my signature style, that's actually a very good idea.
That's a
I
good
like it.
spices are the soul of the food, of the drink, whatever you do, and can be your signature. I really thank you, and I hope really that we can touch some young people and inspire them with this real story. They are
I
all
hope
real.
so. I hope so. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, that's all for today. So ciao for now and baci baci.